So I saw The Hateful Eight. Hi everyone, I'm Brandon Prosek and this is a So I Saw show giving you my first review of 2016. Happy New Year everyone. And what better way to kick things off than with the movie that released right at the end of 2015, which is Tarantino's 8th film. Now how I'm going to do this review is I'm going to talk about the goods, I'm going to talk about the bads, and then I'm going to move into a slight spoiler section. But don't worry, if you don't want to be spoiled when I'm talking about the goods and the bads of this film, I'm not going to mention any spoilers. I'm going to leave that for the spoilers section, then give you my overall rating. I'll preface this video by saying, yes, I am a huge Tarantino fan. I have been waiting for this movie ever since I heard Tarantino was going to make another Western. First, I'm going to talk about the goods in this movie, which the first one's pretty obvious. Tarantino is one of the best directors out there at getting the best performances out of his actors. Standouts in the film were, of course, Samuel L. Jackson, who, honestly, if you compare this role to what he did in Pulp Fiction, pretty damn good. It's on that par of how good it was. Another standout, Walton Goggins. He's a guy that a lot of general audience members kind of recognize, but they don't quite know his name. They just know he's that bald guy with that really big smile. I know him from The Shield and other movies. He was also a little bit in Django. He was awesome in this movie, and I hope he gets more roles like these so he can shine. A little standout performance, I'm probably going to butcher his name. I think it's pronounced Demian Bircher played Bob the Mexican in the film, and he was hilarious, and I had no idea who he was, didn't recognize him. Once I actually looked up who he was, it's like, oh, it's that guy. Jennifer Jason Leigh has been getting a lot of praise, and I sort of understood why. She was another stand-up. Pretty much the entire cast did a great job. Probably the number one great thing about this film was the acting. If you're someone that just likes movies for tremendous acting, this is one of those films to watch because Tarantino is one of the best alive at it. Alright, that's all I have to say about the good side of the film. I'm going to jump on over to the bads. Now, this is going to make me sound like just a stereotypical person that complains that movies are too long. And let me just preface by saying, I don't think movies have to be 2 hours. I'm not someone, the studio executives that love to always push movies into being 2 hours, 2 hours and 10 minutes, 2 hours and 15, like a standard action drama movie. I'm not saying that. This film of Tarantino's did not require it to be almost 3 hours. Do we really need the journey of them getting to the haberdashery to take this long? And I can't believe I'm going to say this because Tarantino's probably my number 2 favorite writer when it comes to movie dialogue and just overall writing. This wasn't Tarantino's best script. Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, Django Unchained, Inglourious Bastards all have memorable lines, memorable little spits of dialogue, little back and forths, and this film just didn't feel like it had it. Bear in mind, it does not mean it's a bad script by any means. It's way better than most of the shit that's out there in Hollywood. Tarantino's done so much better. Another very Tarantino thing that didn't exactly make sense in this film was Tarantino's known for not telling his stories in chronological order. And I was looking forward to that, but almost the entire film was chronological except for one part where the action starts. It hops back, and I guess I just didn't understand, did we really need to go out of chronological order? Because that's the only section. Stop being vague, and I'm going to move on to my spoilers section of the film. So if you don't want to be spoiled at all, you haven't seen the movie yet, I'm going to put a spoiler warning right here in the corner. And go ahead, if you want to wait until you see my rating of the movie, just scroll along the bottom of the timeline here until you get to where this spoiler warning is gone. So this is going to be up the entire time I'm talking about spoilers. Alright, you're all gone? You don't want to be spoiled? Because here it comes. Kurt Russell's character died way too soon. And I understand why. It was supposed to be very shocking. And it's not so much just the fact that he died, but the way he died. It was very just disgusting. He gets poisoned, and he starts doing this, just almost like a waterfall, bloody puke coming out, and he pukes all over a character in the face. I don't mind. That's the thing, is Tarantino's films, I expected bloody, gore, all that. I'm just not a guy who likes to see puking on screen, so when that was happening, and especially when it went in someone's face, it felt very off for Tarantino. Let's talk about the mystery. Out of nowhere, Tarantino comes in as a narrator and reveals that someone poisoned the coffee. Now the setup is, Who poisoned the coffee? Is it someone with Jennifer Jason Leigh? Is it someone who's just a sick just trying to mess with everyone? I really liked that. I was like, ooh, okay, interesting. And then within about 10-15 minutes, Samuel L. Jackson and Walton Goggins' character figure out who poisoned the coffee. It fell flat for me. It felt like this is something that happens in other people's movies, not Tarantino's. He builds the tension and then he lets it ride and then he keeps you guessing until the very end usually. Which brings me to the ending. Reservoir Dogs is one of my favorites, and I sort of like how the movie kind of ends with everyone dying, but I felt like that ending was justified. This film kind of ends in the same fashion where everyone's getting shot up. Then Samuel L. Jackson and Walton Goggins just kind of lay there with their wounds and die. I didn't quite feel as justified. It didn't hit me like so many of other Tarantino's movies have in the end. Overall, when it comes to the spoilers, everyone dies and it feels a little random, and like the tension leading up to the big shootout is good. Spoiler warning down. Not talking about spoilers anymore. I'm gonna have to come to giving this my number 3 rating, which is glad I saw it once. That's all I'll ever need. What did you guys think of Tarantino's last movie? Honestly, I think he should move on from the Western genre. I want him to come back to crime and gangsters, you know, with Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs. I want that again. Please comment below, let's discuss. I know a lot of people loved Hateful Eight and a lot of people hated it. If you want to go ahead and hit this big red button below, you can subscribe to not only catch more movie reviews I'm going to try to be more consistent of in 2016, but we are working on a couple web series, a new one to be announced soon, so stay tuned for that. But our number 1 thing we're working on right now is Entertainment Buffet Live. This is for all you people who are in the Chicago, Illinois area, in downtown Chicago, River North, at the Comedy Bar. We're going to have our first ever Entertainment Buffet Live, which will feature improv, sketches, stand-up, lots of fun stuff. For those of you who are fans of Evil Iguana Productions here on YouTube, Alan and Craig are going to be at the show. And headlined by my friend Joel Boyd. But please, tickets are only $7. It's above a Gino's East, and there's a bar. So you can get drinks, you can get deep dish pizza, Chicago style, and you can watch comedy for only $7. So what's not to lose? A link to where you can buy tickets online now, or if you want to hop on over to the Facebook event, look at more details. Alright guys, thanks for watching. And now you saw the So I Saw show.